Hey folks, my name is Pravus, welcome back to more Civilization 6. We are playing as Victoria of the Age of Steam, and everything is about to go crazy because we did pick up industrialization in the last video, which means we're now in industrial era tech. We revealed coal. I'm going to be able to start getting some coal power plants. I'm already about to put out some factories, which I know are not a stacking bonus in their zones, but like it's still really, really good. And we're going to have plenty of them. Plus, don't forget, every one of those buildings right now as Victoria of Steam means we get an extra 10% industry, or production, I should say, in that particular city. So this is not only going to boost up several cities, but this factory is going to give London another 10%. London, which is already at 53.8 production in the city. That's very, very good. I do think it would make sense to go to steam power soon, because if we can get some railroads, I'm going to be very good at producing iron and coal. And we're going to be very good at producing military engineers. So if I can get a bunch of railroads hooking a lot of these cities up, my mobility is going to be absolutely insane. Mostly what it's going to do is, yeah, increase that movement speed, but also any trade routes that travel along a railroad will multiply gold that they get. So yeah, I mean, it just makes a lot of sense. If we're going to go for any sort of a military aggression against Scotland, which I think I'm going to, especially since I see some very juicy wonders and stuff sitting over here, it just makes sense. Aberdeen flipped to us at the very end of the last video, by the way, so we stole the campus, as well as the Great Bath, which I just think is hilarious. You stinky English, here, have the bath! You know, it's just, yeah, whatever. Anyway, point is, we're looking really, really strong. The question is now, how do we capitalize on it? I think we might start transitioning toward a science victory. If there's anything production is going to be great at, it's building everything we need for a space victory. So I'm going to be starting to look for more places I can get campuses and more science I can steal from other people, like Scotland. It would help if I could maybe get a few friendships with some other people so that, you know, when I eventually do declare some alliances, the, you know, malice isn't quite so bad. Heck, maybe we could even consider setting up some sort of a deal for an alliance. Like, if I look at world rankings right now, Poland is leading in technology. I am 2 technologies behind, even though I have more science, so we will catch up there. Khmer has 2 more techs than me as well. It might be worth trying to get a few scientific alliances with some folks. My question is, would it be worth trying to get a military alliance with Khmer so that I could possibly pull them in against the Scots? Not that I really want to share exactly. Where's Sweden's territory? I actually have no idea where it is. Oh, it's all the way over here. All right, we're not trading with Stockholm. That's not happening. So Changrang Gupta, hi, how you doing? Would you like a little research alliance? Maybe make this more equitable? I'll give you 1 gold? Yeah, sure, why not? Boom. We have a research alliance. Now there is extra science if he trades with me and vice versa. And maybe with Khmer, what I'll end up doing is try to make an economic alliance with them. Yeah, they'd be okay with that. Fine, sure. More trade routes just means more money for all of us. This is good. And with Christina, I don't really care. Would you like a religious alliance? Sure, boom. I wouldn't mind you possibly exerting some religion. I don't really care. The point is, I just wanted to get some freaking alliances out and a-rolling. Can we delegation with you? No. Poland is not very keen on me. Poland might be able to see the writing on the wall and is realizing something very bad is happening in England. And its name is coal. Sweet, sweet, environment-destroying coal. That's going to be a 10 production tile, my god. It's so good. And we'll get another source of coal up and running here. That's another 9 production, which actually buffs up the industrial zone here a little bit more, plus the other mines. So that's even better now. Not by a lot, mind you, but it is better. Coal power plant. Okay, automatically convert coal into power for cities within 6 tiles. 1 coal for every 4 power. 14 production and 10% more into London. Oh my god. Yeah, it's hard to say no to this. Bonus production equal to the adjacency. We're about to make the most ridiculously good industrial zone over here. It's insane. Like, let's be clear on something, guys. You guys have no chance whatsoever. I'm about to rule the world! More voting in the World Conquest. Oh my gosh, double points towards some... Yeah, you know, let's do some extra points toward those great engineers. How's that sound? Yes. And maybe extra power to heavy cavalry. If I build a whole bunch of cuirassiers, we should be able to obliterate people. So let's give that a go. And, rider points? Boo! That makes me unhappy. I'll kill you all for this. Will you allow us to establish an embassy? No, we will not have an embassy with Scotland. He likes me, but he will not for much longer. There it is. All right, the first of power. How are we doing as far as coal generation? We are still accumulating 15 per turn. Has that refreshed? Because that's a lot. How is London doing now? We're up to 98.7 production. Oh my god! Class struggle just got an inspiration. I don't know what we did. I don't remember what. Maybe it was, I don't know, we'll find out. Bombards are now available, and pike and shot for some anti-cavalry. Mercantilism is now up and running. So the triangular trade could be a good option if I want to get a ton of money. We do have the Sea Dog, and we should probably make use of that. Plus, camps are now a lot better. Good. We're also going to keep mining all of this niter because people want it. I can trade it, and I'm pretty sure I have basically a global monopoly. I could get another building in my government plaza. We could go for foreign ministry, diplomatic favor and stuff, leverage city-states. It's okay. Intelligence for spies, or Grandmaster's Chapel, buy units with faith. I don't think any of these really do what I want. The intelligence agency could be good, but it's not super important to me. I guess I'd rather focus on literally anything else that's more valuable. What else would make sense in my capital? Do we go ahead and start producing units? I think we'll get myself a military engineer first, just so we have that available. But yeah, it's time to start working on the military units. We have our first military engineer. Not a lot that I want to do with it right now, but it will come helpful later. Another great engineer, including some really good production towards a wonder. We will definitely take you. That's 2 charges, so that's going to be 630 production available toward any wonder of my choosing. But are there any wonders I would choose? Torre del Bellum? Trade routes, I mean, it's okay if we want to get more money out of trade. Certainly not bad, though I'd argue the Colossus would kind of do the same deal. What about in Manchester? Anything we can do there? No. Liverpool? No, not really. Yeah, none of the wonders that I might want to build are really available, with the exception possibly of the Forbidden City. I'll take that. Tell you what, we're going to do that one. I don't remember how much it takes to build the Forbidden City. 920 production. Ouch. Okay, finish the industrial zone first, but if we can get that, that's an extra wild card slot for me. And that means I can start getting even more great people, or pretty much anything I want. That's kind of the beauty of it. Got extra luxuries. Who wants them? 187 gold is good enough for me. Gypsum. Anyone want the gypsum? Sure, Sweden, you're good enough. What about my beautiful coal? Who wants coal? 345 gold up front and 7 gold per turn. Yep. What about with Poland? 90 gold and 19 gold per turn. Wow. Wow, we are exporting so many natural resources. This build is great. And we're only going to get better if my conquests come in play. There we go, we finished the gated quest. I barely invested anything, but that's 2 more Diplo points for me. Yay! Another great merchant. Money and envoys. Sure. Have we finally... Gosh. There is no path. I have been looking for a way to circumnavigate the globe, and with the ice being what it is, as far as I know, it is literally impossible for my ships to connect the world. So I'm going to have to send a bunch of land scouts. I have 9 envoys I'm currently sitting on as well. Hey! You can't take Taruga with your silly Amani. Who do you think you are? So we'll take that one back for sure. None of this other stuff really jumps out at me. I can build things, or I can be immune to plunder, but like, I need to find more city-states that are actually any good. Because so far I just feel like there's no point in spending all of those envoys right now, if we might save them for something later. By the way, I almost forgot. Let's keep in mind that my power does more than just what was said in the description for a coal power plant. It also boosts yields of 4 times, right? 4, for the yield of any building that requires power. I don't have great examples handy in front of me right now, but the point is, as I continue covering industrial zones with electricity, as long as I have enough coal generation, and we 100% do, every one of those buildings is just going to get better and better. Like, no one knows how to utilize the power of coal quite as effectively as the English. That is the lesson to learn here. Anyway, let's go ahead and focus as much as we can on getting that Forbidden City. 42 production in the city already. 42! Only 6 turns remaining. And actually, this guy already had a couple of charges. Never mind, I was I was wrong. This guy couldn't do just 630. He could do 945. Almost the exact amount needed to finish up the Forbidden City. That said, this is now producing enough. I'm not sure I want to waste the charge. Maybe we finish up the Taj Mahal that I started over here because I didn't know what else to do. By the way, now that we also have railroads, we should go ahead and start using our military engineers to build railroads. Or actually, I'm sorry, we don't have steam power. I just got the bonus. That's what I meant to say. We don't know what astronomy is, but I sure as heck know how to build a good iron horse. Another great engineer, Leonardo da Vinci from the Renaissance era. Okay, Eureka moments for random technologies from the modern era. Workshops give culture. This solves my culture problem to some extent. Very exciting to have that on hand. All right, get over here and get used. Boom, we triggered a Eureka. And I have another charge, so I'll be able to get another Eureka from the modern era. Does this feel mildly broken? Maybe. Do I care? No. Charles Darwin. 500 science. Okay. Must be on or next to a natural wonder. That's fine, we'll go down here. And even another great admiral. I have no use for these grand admirals, but man, I'm getting a lot of them. Britannia rules the waves and all that. Except for when we choose not to, because we just don't care. Oh, I kind of forgot I was building the Colossus. It's amazing that I get to a point here in this Deity game where I actually can just forget what I'm building and just make things. That wasn't exactly the plan. But it turns out with Victoria, when you get as much production as we've got, you start running out of things to do just a little bit. And I am not complaining about this. Radio gets a boost from Leonardo da Vinci. Man, you want to talk about a guy who is ahead of his time? The radio? How on earth did Leonardo da Vinci think of the radio in the year 1030? I have no clue. I'm so impressed. Taj Mahal is done. All right, extra era score from historic moments after it's complete, if it would have been worth 2 or more. I'm just hoping it helps me get Golden Age just a little bit faster. Also, civil engineering is done. If we wanted to go for production towards wonders, we now can stack that up, so that'll go well. Or, of course, just like, you know, better builders. Better wonders, better builders, Pizza Hut. Wait, what? Ooh, I can build the Ruhr Valley. I have to build it where I wanted to place my commercial hub. Still, you know, the Ruhr Valley would be kind of a cool thing to own. It's a pretty good wonder. 20% more production in the city, and then even more for all mines and quarries. Of which I have, like, I don't know, 2 or 3, so... yeah, it's worth a bit. It's be worth, like, another, what, 8 production or something like that? I guess I don't really need to have another one of these commercial hubs. We can afford to get rid of it. What other governors might I want? We could go for Amani. I could go ahead and pick up Victor. Units defending in the territory get extra strength. Good when you are at war and you're going to forward place him. That's not terrible at all. City can't be put under siege. Embrasures, defenses, or we could go to Liang, Guildmaster. More build charges from a builder. And then production toward constructing districts in the city. Liang could be really good for helping us get, eventually, some of the cities that don't have districts up to snuff. But until we get to that point where she has that ability, we just get builder charges, so we'll place her somewhere central. Oh, and Charles Darwin, please discover the railroad for me. Thank you. So now what? Electricity? Privateers. I could get this going fairly quickly, actually. And if we could discover oil, that would obviously be great. A little bit less CO2 or something like that, though obviously we're very good at coal, but I could just trade away the coal. Let everyone else burn away the atmosphere. That's their fault, not mine. Did someone just freaking... oh, no! I was 1 turn away from the Forbidden City! After all of that! Oh, my God. Well, that sucks. That's how it goes, though. That is how it go in Civ, especially with a good wonder like that. I let that sit for long enough, and that is my transgression. I'm actually shocked, though. I felt like we had a really good chance of grabbing that one. We were so ready. It's fine. I'm only a little bit salty about it. Just a little bit. Well, let's go ahead and build up my sea dogs. We know we want that to get colonialism up and a-running. I've got some bombards. I'm upgrading my crossbowmen to field cannons. What I'm currently really lacking is good melee units, and that's where the heavy cavalry need to come into play. Oh gosh, and I've already forgotten my railroads because these guys were asleep. Go ahead and start using some build charges to start placing down a few of the railroads that we need to start connecting some cities. This is going to take a while. But we build these guys very quickly for very cheap, and we should be able to get 4 charges each. So build 2, takes 2 turns, lay down 8 levels of railroad. That's enough to connect a city, right? Easily. The world hath entered into the industrial era. We've connected a city that is worth 4 era score. Normally it would be worth 3 because I'm the first one to get it in the world, but I also have the Taj Mahal, so it's worth a little extra. Heartbeat of Steam, well that seems appropriate. More production towards wonders. Campuses get adjacency, provide productions. Well, that's pretty good now, ain't it? Or 2 arms, unlock a cast display which gets less grievances. Oh. See, I feel like I should go for this, thematically speaking, but this lines up with what I want to do now. And less grievances has to be a good thing, right? So, I mean, I don't need the production, I guess. If this were the other way around, if my industrial zones gave science, I'd pick this up in a heartbeat, but it doesn't. Let's go to arms. If the rest of the world is paying attention, they should be very scared right now. There's my Sea Dog. And again, extra era score for me. So that is going to be +5 for my first unique unit, which, great for some rating. Got no immediate use for it, but it's kind of nice. Electricity has been discovered. You'd think you would need something like this before you set up a coal power plant, but apparently that is not the case. Anyway, alright, so convert to oil power plants are an option, submarines, hydroelectric dams, and only 1 city I can do this, but this would be a clean way at least of getting some power. And then, of course, there's the seaport, which is just great for a lot of different reasons. So going back to the tech tree, what do we really need next? Well, economics will let me get the stock exchange, which is worth an absolute ton when powered. Big Ben would be appropriate for us. Immediately after this, the treasury has increased by 50%. So if we hold on to a lot of money, this is worth an absolute ton of money, is what you're telling me. Well, that could be kind of fun. Sanitation, medics, step walls, don't care about any of that. Sewers for housing isn't bad. We could work toward flight, though, and I feel like anything that gets me toward flight is good. Because I wouldn't mind eventually getting to bombers, and with bombers, used properly, what is the AI gonna do? Especially if we do have a pretty nice advantage over them. We're just gonna crush. Which, like, at this point, what else is new, but still. Diplomatic service is done with all of my allies. My trade routes could become extremely potent. We also now have the option to go for various different kinds of wars, which I don't really care about. And now we could also get some spies. What else do we want? I'm not really doing much more with wonders at this point, so I think we toss that. I mean, it's not a bad card. It's not what I'm trying to say, but is it what I want? Could go for... I mean, how close are we to getting some more wonders? Instantly build a factory and workshop in this district. Well, that's pretty darn good, but that's not going to help me get wonders up and running quickly enough. That said, I wouldn't mind getting things like the Statue of Liberty. Let's remember what that does. I just remember it being very good. Statue of Liberty gives me... I don't really care about this after all. Victory, Diplo points? Nah. Diplomatic victory points? Nah. Nah, that doesn't do me anything. Anyway, at this point we have enough troops in position. Aberdeen, you have basically no growth. You are in absolutely atrocious shape. I may have to consider buying a unit there. For now, we'll try to improve a few more of your tiles, get you to grow, maybe place down a few farms. Can we do that? Can we get a triangle here? They're not very good, but it's the only way I can think of to make this decent. And then I think we just go directly for Haddington. So, yeah, Robert the Bruce, we are going to be denouncing you, and we will declare war next turn. Which means I want all of these units in position and ready to make a beeline. Scotland is calling me out of my movements. So I wanted to declare a specific type of war. If I say I'm passing by, I'm lying, which is probably going to generate a lot more grievances when I do actually violate that. So that is admittedly a small problem. Still, I'm going to declare a Golden Age war, which is only worth 25 grievances. That is not that bad, all in all. All right, let's see what we can do against this guy. It says he's very, very weak. Like, pathetically weak. I mean, good lord, you don't even know how to build horses correctly. 4 food and 2 production? I will have you know that I've got, 2 and 5 or more in a few places, 2 and 6, 3 and 6. Yeah, you have no idea what you're doing with horses. You don't deserve the horses. He's gonna try to take a few shots at my bombards, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, that is not gonna work out well if you don't have better walls than that, buddy. You're doomed. Like, if I take a shot at you, Boom. Okay, that did not do nearly as much damage as I was kind of hoping it would. Still, shouldn't be hard for us to get in range and just finish you off. Would it be worth trying to go for nationalism as my next tech? Maybe. I think that would lead toward things like urbanization and stuff, which could be good. I don't really care about opera and ballet. What I really care about is my next government form. What do I want? Probably democracy? So if I go down democracy, that means, yeah, nationalism, scorched earth, mass media. This all makes sense. And conservationism and stuff could be good at some point as well. Improved aluminum and oil will yield extra resources. Yeah. Where do I discover oil again? That's coming up soon. I don't remember which tech gives me that. Great merchants. Trade routes get extra gold for every specialty district. Sure, that's great. I mean, I sound like I'm being facetious, but I'm not. It's good. A diplomatic policy slot. Ooh, don't mind if I do. You want to be built on next to a volcano? Does that count as a mountain? Technically it does. You should have specified. I still haven't met any of the city-states that I would consider very valuable. We could go ahead and just max these guys out for, let's say, the extra production for anything with military academies and stuff, which I guess is fine, and now I'm the suzerain of these guys too. Woo, you know, that's a thing, but meh. All right, they've got knights over here, but they can't do almost any damage to my heavy cavalry. Thank you, World Congress, for making these guys obscenely overpowered. Now we're going to put the city under siege because we have exacted a full zone of control around the city. So it is incapable of healing itself anymore, which means it's going to be that much easier to finish it off. We could pillage stuff, by the way, and I would yield a whole load of faith. I don't know if I care that much about this, but we could. Still, I'm going to take the city. I'd rather just keep the luxuries. Why waste them? Knowledge of sanitation just boosted up by a bit. So did military science, which I think was a mission for somebody, so we just got a free envoy. Thanking you. Again, they're trying to hit me, but I'm healing faster than they can do damage. Because this is just pathetic. They've got absolutely nothing. This is Deity difficulty, right? Yes, it is. It's Deity difficulty. Okay. Well, the field cannons are having fun, if nothing else, I suppose. I will pillage a few things here for some faith. Or some gold, whichever. I'm not picky what. At the very least, I'd like to get down to your academies and pillage those, though. That is worth a lot. I just realized that these military engineers I misread, that doesn't take any of their builds in order to actually place down railroads. So by virtue of having 3 military engineers, we're just placing down railroads aggressively. That's all we're doing. But I'm not losing anything for it. I feel like maybe we should be. Let's see. You'll be acquiring a new work. That's nice, Sweden. Thank you for interrupting. I'm kind of in the middle of a war here. I don't blame you for not realizing, because it's very one-sided. If I can just take down these walls, well, just a little bit more. We're scratching away at it. Plus, I'm farming out all the XP I need for my military, which feels pretty good, too. Let's get into their academy. Let's pillage that for a bit of science. 139 is good. Sterling, you've got a great scientist just sitting here? You're not doing anything with it? That doesn't make a lot of sense. What are you thinking? Oh, he captured my worker. No, not my worker. No, how could you do this? Ah, Category 5 hurricanes. Oh, yeah, we should probably get away from that. I don't know where it's going to land, but it nearly destroyed my ships pretty much instantly. Thankfully, my settler over here just barely arrived in time. Okay, the city appears about ready to go down. Shall we run in here and take Haddington? I think we shall. Thank you, economic tech. All right, and there, of course, are going to be some rebellion issues. This surprises absolutely no one. We also just stole flight technology by pillaging their academy. I don't think they have a clue what flight is, so how I stole that from them, I don't know, but we did. By the way, let's go to our governors, and this is Victor's time to shine. We'll have you pop into Haddington. And that at least makes it a little bit better. Now we start taking some shots at Sterling. And this is also my opportunity to finally do a little bit of scouting in the western area of the continent. I have no idea what else is over here. I haven't been interested enough to find out. But it would make sense to try to find out at some point, right? By the way, let's go ahead and get radio. We will unlock aluminum as a beautiful strategic resource. Which, of course, I get even more production from that as well. Gosh, Victoria is so good. Looks like friendships all expired. Everyone else likes me a lot and wants to keep that going. That's a good sign. Oh, hurricane's coming down to Bristol. Woo! Right on top of Bristol. That's no bueno. Ruining a whole bunch of my stuff. Ugh. We can now also start forming some cores with our units. I think I'll hold off on that until everybody has some promotions, because you can intentionally form cores out of your units with a different mix of promotions, and they actually do kind of stick around. Like, it's a very good way to supercharge a lot of your forces. I don't know if I explained that in a way that makes a lick of sense, but it's true, I promise. Anyway, let's go ahead and get Garrison Commander for Victor. This means that all cities within range are going to get a little bit of extra loyalty, which means as I continue conquering things like Sterling with 18 population, it should be a little bit easier to keep it under control. I also feel like I ought to buy an observation balloon. Oh, yes. Why don't I have that? You know, it's funny. I actually had no idea what these did for a very long time, and I never really properly read them. But increasing the range of my bombards so that they can just sit back here and just rain death, that seems pretty good. Another special Congress. I'm a military emergency. No, stop it. Don't do it, no. I mean, my friends are the ones who all have the Diplo favor, so they should vote down on this too, right? Like, they're gonna say, no, this is ridiculous. No, Victoria's completely fine. There, see, it failed. It pays to have friends. It really does. That is not a sentiment I am accustomed to saying, but it's true. Promotions becoming available from the Cuirassiers, who are still taking no damage whatsoever. Okay. Nobel Peace Prize. Ooh, that'd be nice. Also, let's do culture bombs every time we construct something new, and strength for units of this religion. I don't know what religion I am. I should probably know that. I think they've kind of converted me to Buddhism. Yes. Largely speaking, with the exception of my capital, we are considered to be Buddhist. Therefore, Buddhism should be the superior warlike religion. There we go. And it passed across the board. Nice. So whoever generates the most diplomatic favor is going to be the one who wins this, right? Well, that ain't me right now, because I'm losing a lot from carbon emissions. Because, you know, coal everywhere. Haha, fair enough. I found Edinburgh. It's not even a very good city. Well, there we go, I guess. Cool. War engineers, it's Eiffel. It's gonna be worth a ton. And another admiral, which, like, again, geez, I don't know what you want me to do with these admirals, guys. I just don't know what you want. Oh, I also got James Watt and completely forgot he was here. Hi. Right, factories and production and stuff. Tell you what, we're gonna use you in the new cities. I'll get them up to snuff, and then you will give them the workshop and factory instantly. Should be about to finish up with that radio tech. There we go. So we're gonna find out what kind of aluminum we were working with. I don't see any. That's not good. That does happen on occasion. Let's see if we can find anything here on the map. Found 4 results. One up there. Okay, there is one in my territory. 2 up here in my territory. Well, okay, this one's not in it, but it's very close to my territory. And then all the way up here. Okay. Well, at least we got some aluminum. It's enough to get me going. It's not great. But let's start working on that advanced flight so that I am able to get bombers. Let's see. Scotland wants to give me Haddington, which I've already taken. That's not good enough, I don't think. No, we can take at least one more city out of you without any issue. I want Sterling, man. You will give me Sterling. It's too good of a city. Ruhr Valley finished. I completely forgot that I had started working on this. But now we have it. Cool. So with that done, we get a fair bit of extra production out of the arrangement. Aluminum coming online. Nanotechnology has received a boost. And don't mind me, Scotland. I'm just going to run through your territory and find out what the heck I'm missing. This is a weirdly shaped continent. I also built up the Potala Palace in my capital. Not that I needed to. You know, the one that we wanted to place next to a volcano. The main advantage here is that I get an extra Diplo policy slot, which is a little bit helpful. Not super helpful, but a little bit. So, let's see. Production in cities not on my capital's continent, that's not going to do me a lot of good. Faster growth and loyalty if they're not on my capital, blah, blah. Yeah, like, there's so much here that works great. If you're playing as a Briton with redcoats fighting on other continents, that would be great. You pick up colonial taxes, colonial offices, and Raj. Done. Super-powered cities abroad. I guess we'll just go ahead and start working towards some spies. I don't know if I need the spies, but I like the idea of the spies, so that's what I'm going to do. I like how there are so many missionaries just swarming in this area, by the way. You know, it's all like, we are here to bear holy witness to the fall of Sterling. Okay, Scotland actually does have something now. They trained up a corps of cuirassiers. That is enough to be slightly dangerous. Good for you. We got urbanization. Okay, so now I'm able to place down neighborhoods whenever I have the high appeal targets, which obviously gives me a whole load of housing. Force modernization, unit upgrades can become cheap. Military kind of decided, yeah, this could be a good way of getting some extra science. And then neighborhoods with charming above get extra food and whatever else. I mean, I don't really usually bother that much with neighborhoods, but it's not bad. I honestly don't see a lot of incentive to change what I've already got. This all seems completely fine. Don't worry, Scotland. I'm almost done with you. I don't even care about taking your capital. I'm not going for a domination victory. We do have another engineer, though. Ada Lovelace. Trigger Eurekas for computers. And then more districts. Yeah, sure. I mean, that's still a really good benefit. So there's the boost for computers. Okay, one more turn until I can get some planes. And actually, I do think it would be worth using a military engineer to go ahead and build up an airstrip in this approximate area. Not that I have an immediate use for it, because I don't need to bomb Scotland. But it's always nice to have a place to move your planes forward. We are capped on housing in London. So it would make perfect sense to go ahead and build up some housing. We'll just go ahead and do it up here in the mountains. Nice little mountainous neighborhood. Makes everyone very happy. Let's go ahead and eat up these coursiers to make a corps. Now I get both of the promotions, charge and barding. Yeah, if you keep these guys individual and farm out different tiers of promotions, right? Let's say one goes on the right path, one goes on the left, and then you form a corps, you should get all of them together, which is obviously very, very good. And now we are officially entering into the atomic era. Beautiful. England's gone nuclear, everybody. Nuclear. All right, let's go ahead and finish this war off, and then we can end the video. Sterling still holding together very strong considering, which I admit I'm finding rather irritating. I think this turn should about do it. The only reason this is taking so long is because I don't have a naval unit to actually properly embargo, or I should say lay siege to this city, which has been a little bit annoying, but there we go. All right, Sterling is mine. I do not care about continuing this war. I have way too much war weariness as it is. Robert the Bruce, how would you like to maybe do the peace? Oh, actually, Sterling was your capital. For some reason, I assumed Edinburgh was. This is the new capital. Oh, that's why you can't give Sterling up. I see. Well, tell you what, give me all your luxuries and stuff, and we'll end it there. Thank you very much. Okay, goodbye. So, that was a splendid little war. We got a fair bit out of the arrangement. Which, of course, this has all made Poland very angry. You can denounce me all you want. I've got alliances with everyone else, so I don't think they care that much. Also, turns out Dumfries looks like it's gonna slowly start flipping to me, because, I mean, there's obviously no way to maintain the loyalty here. Let's go ahead and start combining some of our field cannons together. This guy now has 4 promotions instead of only 2. And everything is now also completely hooked up by a railroad. All this to say, yeah, we're in really good shape. Not that I'm going for a domination victory. This is more just kind of a proof of concept, using some superior production to beat someone while they are down, which is mean, but it worked. And now, with these 2 relatively populous cities, I should be able to get a lot of extra value, including some more science, and we can start teching up aggressively from here on out. The big thing that's killing me right now is a distinct lack of amenities. So what I'm probably going to have to start doing is placing down water parks and entertainment districts everywhere that I am able to, because I need a lot of amenities to go around to keep the English happy. We all know they're very uppity folk. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching. I hope you are enjoying this Deity run in Civ 6. Honestly, this is going really well so far. It kind of makes me feel like as long as you have a really decent start and you plan out your cities accordingly, this is about as easy as Emperor difficulty was for Civ 5 for me, so this is feeling good. I feel like I've made solid progress today. Be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment, subscribe, hit that notify bell, and I will see you guys next time.